Alright, what is up guys? Brad Mew, back again, bringing you guys your OBA Season 2 draft analysis video. This is going to be kind of a longer video, so if you guys do not like longer videos, I suggest you just watch some of it. Otherwise, if you do want to stick around for this video, I highly appreciate it. This is going to be one of those more lengthy videos. I really want to say all of the stuff in my mind during this draft. I think we're going to have a good season. Before this video does start though, please drop a like down below for this to support the video and the channel. I know the videos haven't really been going up lately too much, but I really been kind of busy, and there's not really too much news or anything going on to even make it like a news or anything, a video like that. So we're just gonna make a video about this. Should be up over the weekend or sometime next week if you guys were seeing this. So I'm making this on Saturday before I go to work. So I got like an hour before I go to work, so I have some time to do this. Also, if you are new, please subscribe down below. That'd be awesome. I'm your coach of the Grassy Raikous. If you guys did not know that, we took third last season in the OBA. Was pretty happy about that. This season there actually is 16 coaches. There's about, I think there's 8 more new ones. I think I know 2 of them actually dropped out already. I don't know why. They actually got replaced with somebody else, 2 other people. But I was really thinking I want to pick my Mega first. I'm just gonna get right into this. Basically the chat round about like the end of OU into like UU, the chat was completely insane. Everybody was fucking cussing each other out for sniping them. There were even like a few people picking Pokemon just out of spite to like piss other people off. Did not know the reason behind that whatsoever. There's people that wanted to like pick lower tier stuff, like when we were still in UU, they wanted to pick NU Pokemon and shit. I don't know what the fuck was going on, but and there's people that we were like at the end of the draft, and people already wanted to trade with other people for their Mons when the season battles haven't even started yet. I was like, what the? I was sitting there like, okay, so you just drafted these 2 Mons, and then now you're trying to trade them away when you haven't even had a chance to test them out on your team yet. I'm just sitting there like, well, what the fuck's going on? But we were the second one to draft. When it first started out, we were 3 OU Mons. The Mega did count for an OU pick. I thought the Mega was going to be like an extra pick. I mean, we still get our 3 OU picks, but it does count for an OU pick or whatever team you pick it out of. I originally wanted Mega Metagross. I was like, well, sweet, I'm second. I should be getting Mega Metagross. What the hell happens? The guy in front of me, the only person in front of me starting out the draft, picks Mega Metagross. I'm like, well, shit. Now I'm going to have to pick my second pick for the Mega. My second pick was actually Mega Scissor. This thing is a complete beast. It has very high attack, very high defense. Not the best speed or special defense, but you can work with it. Special attack, it doesn't really matter anyways. You're never going to be running a special scissor, unless you're going to be running vacuum wave, which I might run. But there's a lot of people this season. I literally think nobody got a bad draft this season. Last season there was a couple questionable Pokemons on a lot of teams. This season I literally think nobody got a bad draft. So we're really going to have to step up our shit in this season. We got Mega Scissor. I really wanted Mega Metagross because that thing is actually banned. I really want that thing. It's banned in regular like GBA and UCL. It's banned because it's just, you have to prepare for it so much. That's really why I wanted that. But the person in front of me miraculously picks it up when I wanted it. So my second pick was Mega Scissor. This thing can set up a sweep. It gets priority in Bullet Punch, Vacuum Wave, Feint, stuff like that. It does get Quick Attack as well. It also has a Defogger, which is very nice. I thought that was super awesome. This thing can run Defog, so really wanted that as well. Can set up the Swords Dance, stuff like that. It gets access to X Scissor, U-Turn, which gets a lot of switch initiative. A lot of different stuff. You can run it defensive, you can run it offensive, you can run it max, I don't know, you can run kind of bulky set. You can be that guy and run a max speed set to outspeed a lot of decent Mons, more walls and stuff like that. Definitely this thing's going to be an MVP. It has one weakness, 4 times weak to fire, so I'm really going to have to, I really had to build my draft around this thing. Basically my plan was to build around my Mega, and as the draft goes along, build around the Mons that are building around the Mega. That's how it was supposed to go. I got sniped, literally, like, I got sniped, I know, probably like 10 plus times. I'm just going to say that. I got sniped so much in this draft. Especially in OU. There was a lot of Mons in OU I really wanted, but I got sniped for most of them. Luckily, I did have a lot of picks, second and third picks for most of the Mons that I did get sniped with, so that was very nice. Prepared for that. Anyways, I think it's going to be one of the very good Pokemon this season. I really have to, I know a lot of my opponents are going to be preparing for this, since it only does have one weakness, and it's easy kind of to counter. Fire is a pretty common type, so I really needed something to actually gel well with the thing, just so to speak, and I really wanted something else that was in the tier, so Our next Pokemon is going to be... Our next Pokemon we're actually going to be picking up this season is actually Sylveon. I was really hoping this thing did not get sniped away from me. Basically, the snake, it started, I was the second person to go. It goes all the way down to the last person, and it starts at the last person. The last person gets to pick 2 picks from OU, and it snakes all the way back down to me. I'm surprised this thing was around as long as it was. I thought this thing was absolutely going to get sniped from me. You had stuff like Mega Altaria, Mega Pinsir going on the first round. You had Manaphy get stolen. I wanted Manaphy, I really did, but it really did not. That was more and more Metagross. If it got Metagross, I would have took Manaphy, but it did not stay around long enough to where I could get it, and I didn't get Metagross anyways. We had our previous Mega stolen towards the end of the round 1 OU. Charizard X got stolen. Mega Gardevoir got scooped up. Latias, you got Glasgow, you got Sableye going. My second pick actually was going to be Raikou, but Raikou actually ended up getting sniped up from me. I was kind of pissed at this one, but luckily I knew I was going to be probably one of the second pick for RU, which my one of my mons that I really wanted to substitute with Raikou was in RU, which will be coming up, guys. It was supposed to be Raikou because I really wanted something to switch initiative. And since I did not get Metagross, it would not have to be a double ground weakness, so it would work out extremely well. It has decent special defense and stuff like that, but it got sniped up for me, so my other pick actually was going to be for that. If I did get Raikou, it was going to be actually after another round, round 3 of the OU. I'm pretty sure it would not be around that long, because there's a lot of actually sniped. I think I actually sniped a few people when I actually picked this up as well. I actually scooped up Sylveon. This thing is a complete special defensive wall. It gels really well with Mega Scissor. It is weak to fire and steel and poison. Scissor resists both. Immune to poison and resist steel. So there's a very good core we got started in here. I was really happy with this pick. Base 130 special attack, completely rips through teams. It's a really good wall breaker. A little bit slow on the speed, only base 65 speed, which kind of does suck, but I'm not going to be outspeeding too much with this thing anyway. I can't talk today. Gets access to Baton Pass, gets access to Wish, Heal Bell, Calm Mind, gets that Hyper Voice, Stab, Pixelate Hyper Voice, gets Dazzle and Gleam, gets so good in Move Pool. That has a really good special defense. I think it's like 110 or 130 to special defense. I'm not quite sure. Can run it as a special defensive tank with Calm Mind. He can run it as a defensive tank and use Calm Mind to sit up. Very good pick here. I was really happy with this pick. I'm surprised it stayed around this long. I actually did snipe a few people by picking this up. I knew if I would not pick it up right here, it would have been gone. So I really just put this as priority. It was one of my things I wanted to draft if I did not get Raikou. So I really did pick this thing up. I'm really happy with this choice. This is our second OU pick now. Our third one is going to be... At this point, the draft was getting a little bit low. It went all the way down to me. I think I actually got to pick 2. I think it snaked all the way down, came back down to me. I picked up the Sylveon. Then it went to the last guy, and it came back to me right away. I was really surprised this thing stayed around as long as it did. This thing really helps my team a lot. I really wanted this thing. I actually got this thing picked up. I originally wanted Starmie as well. Thought Starmie would have been one of my third picks as well, depending on what I got sniped and what was still around. Starmie actually got picked up in the second round, I think. Dragonite ends up getting picked up second round. Rotom, Wash, Gengar, Mew actually gets picked up too. I was planning on drafting Mew again, but it did not really happen. If I would have got Mega Metagross, I would not have drafted it. But I was looking at draft night, but it ended up getting taken away from me. I was going to draft it third round. Only mon I was actually planning to draft from last season because it's just that good. That thing's really going to be a threat to prepare with now. Landorus ends up getting scooped up in the third round. Hoopa, Garchomp actually gets picked up. Gyarados, Chansey, Mega Gyarados, Klefki, Weavile. We pick up the Heatran. This thing has Flash Fire, I can't not talk today. Flash Fire, which basically ups power of flyer moves by 1.5 times. If you guys do not know, my Mega is 4 times weak to fire, so the things are really going to complement well for that. Got the pretty good defense, pretty good special defense, very good special attack. It's kind of slow. It's 4 times weak to ground, which I do really have to prepare for in the rest of my draft, which was one of the things I was really going to try preparing for as going in down to UU. This time, though, I really have a lot of stuff that can not really sweep. I have one slow sweeper, which if I can get set up, I can sweep with Bullet Punch and stuff like that, but At this point, I really wanted a sweeper. I mean, we were going down to UU. This is my last OU pick. Very good OU pick in my opinion. I'm happy with this thing. Especially because it complements my team so well, and it's another steel resist. It's immune to poison again. Got that flash fire immunity to fire moves. It is weak to fighting, which is one of the kind of things. But Sylveon can take one fighting hit, even though it's not gonna really take it that well, because it's still Sylveon's defense is very good, but it can still eat up at least like 1 or 2 fighting hits. Other than that, I think actually I can't talk today. This thing is going to be really good for us. It's access to Stealth Rock, Taunt, Lava Plume, Magma Storm if I want to be that guy, Earth Power, Iron Head, Flamethrower, Will-O-Wisp. It gets a whole good move pool. Run it defensive, special offensively. You can run it offensively. Gonna try everything out this season. Really gonna have to step up my game because nobody absolutely got a bad draft this season. At this point, the OU was pretty suck dry at this point. Suck dry. We're going to be going down to UU now, so 3 UU picks coming up. First UU pick is going to be, at this point, we went down to UU. I actually wanted Hydreigon because it would give him a ground immunity, and we did have that fairy resistance in Heatran and the Scizor at this point, and we did have an ice immunity in the Heatran, so this thing was really going to be very good. The Hydreigon at least, but Hydreigon actually ends up getting sniped up from me a little bit before I actually get to pick. 2 picks before me actually. My second choice for a sweeper was going to be Haxorus. I'm glad I really got this thing. I actually sniped a couple people actually by taking this thing up as well. This thing's going to put in so much work this season. It gets a super good move pool. It has base 97 speed, 147 attack. I was like, holy shit, I can't believe I got my hands on this thing. Then again, I really did want the Hydreigon, but I'm still happy with this thing. I'm surprised I got it. Gets access to Poison Jab, Dragon Claw, Outrage, Iron Head, I think. Gets to set up with Dragon Dance. It gets Swords Dance. It gets so much stuff. Gets access to Guillotine, but I won't be using that because it's against the rules. But a lot of different stuff. I know it gets, I think it gets Ice Fang, I think. I'm not quite sure. I know it gets a very good move pool, super high attack, so if I wanted to run this thing Choice Scarfed, it'll still be putting in work for days. Even though there is a lot of fairy Pokemon I would have to keep out for, but it also has another fire resistance, so my Mega Scizor is a little bit more safe. Even though I'm not going to be taking fire moves very well, it still has a fire resist. More of a glass cannon. It's more to come in, pick up a couple kills, and get the hell out of there. That's really what I really wanted this thing for. It's more one of my sweeper Pokemons. At this point, I really wanted a sweeper. Scizor is a sweeper, but it really requires setup. Even though it does a lot of damage, even though without not even setting up, it's kind of slow. You have to rely on Bullet Punch a lot. This thing, it's pretty fast. Get one Dragon Dance up, and you're sweeping somebody's team. Or something's dying, basically. So, I know I'm going to be using this thing to my advantage this season. Going to be putting in a lot of work. Really happy with this choice. Even though I did want the Hydreigon for the ground levitate immunity, it would be 4 times weak to Fairy, which I wasn't really worried about that thing either. But I'm still happy with this choice. Surprised it was so around this long. He had things like Mega Aggron, Reniculus, Mamoswine, which was another one of my considered picks. I was going to actually pick up Mamoswine. Salamence going, Florge is left. Victini, I was actually going to consider picking that up. I actually got sniped by that too. I was actually going to pick up Victini, my second UU pick, but I didn't think it was going to be around that long as well. But Espeon going, Entei is gone at this point. Vaporeon, I considered picking up Vaporeon as well, because I did have a water weakness I wanted to cover, so that's why I wanted to pick that up. And it's a bulky water type, you can't go wrong with that. I'm very surprised this season Suicune did not get drafted. I'm really, really surprised. But also, there's actually also a free draft trade in the middle of the season as well. So if I do not like any of these mons, I can always trade them out. But yeah, I'm very happy with this pick. At this point, we're going to be going on to our UU second pick, which is going to be coming up right now. Alright, so at this point, I have a little bit of a rock weakness. I really wanted to get something. A lot of the Rapid Spinners were actually getting scooped up at this point. I really originally wanted Donphan because Donphan is such a beast. I have not used it in such a long time. I really wanted it. It gets access to Ice Shard and stuff like that as well. gets the Stealth Rocks, he gets the Rapid Spin, but that actually got sniped up from me a few rounds before, which kind of sucked. He has stuff like Venusaur, Zapdos actually got scooped up. Mega Pidgeot actually got scooped up right there. Goodra, Shaman, Frozlass, Volcarona. Wasn't really much left. As for Rabbit Spinners, I really did not want 4 Etras again, because that would be 4 times weak to fire weaknesses. I did not want to have that whatsoever. Even though I did have the fire immunity, it would still be so common to at least put one fire type move on your Pokemon to completely destroy my damn team. I did not want that again. One's enough, basically, because I did not want that. So I actually ended up scooping up Mandibuzz. This thing's a complete beast. It has base 105 defense, 95 special defense, 110 HP, I think. Don't quote me on that, I'm not quite sure, but gets access to Defog, which really was one of the things I was looking for at the point. Defogger. At least we picked up 2 Defoggers at this point. Last season, I know I only had 1 Rapid Spinner, which kind of did suck. Was really forced to bring that Rapid Spinner a lot of the times. If I did not bring it, I was really kind of screwed over. My opponents really did take advantage of the Stealth Rocks and Spikes. So I wanted at least a couple things that can defog and Rapid Spin in my draft. Donphan being scooped up. This was my second choice. I'm surprised it was so wrong that long, but Dark Flying type. It does get access to Roost. It gets access. I think it does get Stealth Rocks. I'm not quite sure. It might get Stealth Rocks. I know it gets Defog, Roost. It gets Flatter. It gets Swagger. Foul Play. Taunt. It has a little bit lower base speed, but it completely walls things for days. It gets access to Toxic. I think it gets Thunder Wave as well. Complete beast. I'm really happy to actually get this scooped up. I'm really looking forward to use this thing this season. I have not really used Mana Buzz in a long time. Last time I really used it in competitive was like around the beginning of 6th gen. It's changed a lot since then, so this thing is going to really be annoying mod for a lot of my opponents. You can run it either defensive, special defensive, or you can run it a little bit offensive. You know the offensive presence isn't really that too much. It does get access to knockoff as well, which is very nice. I needed a knockoff user at this point. Scissor does get access to knockoff as well. So I got 2 knockoff users. I'm really happy about that. I told you guys at the beginning there's a lot of stuff that was going to end up going. Now it's the last UU round. Porygon Z and stuff like that got scooped up. Mega Aggron, Venusaur, Crawdon actually got scooped up. So our last UU pick is coming up right now. Alright, so this last UU pick, I was going to be going pretty much last. There wasn't really too much left. I know I wanted another offensive setup sweeper. Something with decent bulk this time, so I can at least take a couple hits and set up on their face. I need another sweeper. At this point, I only have the Haxorus as basically one of my sweepers, and the Scissor because it does require setup though, and it's kind of slow. Really didn't consider it too much of a sweeper. Feraligatr was still around. I was considering either Greninja or Feraligatr. The only reason why I did not scoop up Greninja because it's frail as a piece of paper. Basically, you can just rip a piece of paper apart. That's really what Greninja is. And that without the protein ability, it's not really too good anyways. Don't get me wrong, it completely destroys teams. I don't know why anybody drafted it this season, but it's always in the free agents. I can always scoop it off if I want. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to do that, though. That's not really worth it at this point. I really want to try this out first. If this doesn't really work, then we always got options, because there's still a few Watermons and stuff like that I can always scoop up for free agency in the middle of the season. This thing is actually very bulky. It has decent defenses. Base, I think it's at base 78. Base 78 speed, which isn't very good. But with 1 Dragon Dance up, you're outspeeding most of base 100s, so that's very nice. Especially if you're running Jolly max attack or max speed, you're outspeeding a lot of the metagame. Gets access to Dragon Dance, Ice Punch, Ice Fang, Aqua Jet, Crunch, a lot of different stuff. I think it actually gets access to I know it gets Swords Dance. I'm not quite sure, though. I might be running that, but a lot of different things. Pretty bulky, so I'm gonna be at least getting it's at least a 3 KO by electric or grass move. And at this point, I had a lot of grass resistances. Not very many electric resistances, but that's really what I wanted to actually build my roster around. So at this point, I wanted to ground and electric resist. This is my last pick for UU. I'm surprised this thing's still around. Again, another reason why I did not scoop up Greninja was because it was a Park Dark weakness. Did not want another fighting weakness, even though Sylveon and stuff like that, can scoop up the fighting hits and resist them. I really did not want it. One Mach Punch literally takes out Greninja, which is really bad. I did not want that. At least this thing, you're living at least 2 or 3 Mach Punches, depending on the roll you get. So, if my opponent's not prepared for this thing, it completely destroys the team. +1 Aqua Jet, literally almost 2 shots most of the things, depending on what it is. But I know it 2 shots most of the defensive mons. That with 1 Dragon Dance up, I'm outspeeding a lot of stuff. Pretty good sweeper. It's going to be a very good sweeper this season, I hope. Not really 100% sure about this pick because Greninja was always there, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be putting in a lot of work. I'm very confident in this thing. At this point, you had Kingdra getting scooped up. You had I don't even know. I think I said most of these Toxicroak, stuff like that, getting scooped up. So it was one of the last things I really got. It came all the way down to me, and I was going to be the second one for RU pick, so that was very nice. I actually really didn't care too much about this pick. I just picked it up because I really needed an offensive water type, and I really did not have any water types yet. So the only thing I really cared about at this point is I'd be getting the second pick for RU, which I really wanted. If I would have been all the way down, it would have snaked back to me. I would not have got my first RU pick I wanted, so that would have been completely screwed. So going to be hopping down to RU. Our RU pick is going to be at this point in RU, I was the second pick. It snaked all the way down. The opponent in front of me, or the person in front of me, got to pick one UU, his last UU mon, and his first RU mon. He actually scooped up Flygon for his first RU mon. I keep getting mixed up. I cannot talk today whatsoever. Got the second pick from RU. I took the second pick. I knew I wanted it at all the whole time. Immediately I said Jolteon is going to be my first RU pick. So glad I got this thing. It has base 130 speed, 110 special attack. It has a kind of a limited move pool. It only gets access. It gets access to Signal Beam, Shadow Ball, Hidden Power, Ice, which most common on it. It does get a Volt Switch. It outspeeds a lot of things. So it comes in, does damage, gets the hell out of there. It's so frail. The only thing that's going to be really this downfall of this thing is priority and stuff like that. So I really got to look out for that. But I'm not really too worried at priority at this point in the draft, because I do have a lot of bulkier mons that can eat up some priority, like Scissor and Sylveon and Heatran and stuff like that. But it is another ground weakness. I do have a 4 times ground weakness and a 2 times ground weakness right now, so I needed something that can really take away the ground weaknesses at this point. Really happy with this thing though. Instead of this is my second pick instead of Raikous. I could not get Raikous because it got sniped from me in OU, so this is my basically my Raikou number 2.0, so to speak. Very happy with this pick. I think it's going to be put in a lot of work this season. Even though it's kind of predictable what it's going to be doing. It also gets access to Baton Pass. It gets agility. Gets a lot of different things. Even though it does kind of have 4 move syndrome, like some mons, you can only run 4 moves. It all depends on what you run on this thing. I know it's going to be putting in so much work this season. I'm very happy with this pick. Got the second pick for RU as well. I knew if this thing was, I did not pick it then, it was going to be gone by the time it snaked all the way back down to me, so I scooped it up immediately. Very happy with this pick. Going to be putting in so much work. It's a very, very good mon. 130 speed. Again, 130 speed. It outspeeds absolutely most things without a choice scarf, so I think the only thing that really comes close to the thing is actually a Selgor, which actually I think is 145 speed, but Selgar completely countered by a lot of other stuff on my team. Completely walled by Heatran, so I wasn't really too concerned about that as well. The only thing that's really going to be outspeeding is probably a kind of a little bit, probably like a base 115 choice Scarfer is probably what's only going to be outspeeding this thing. I'm not really too worried about that. So, this thing hits like a truck as well, but at this point it's going to snake all the way down to the end of the list and snake all the way back to me, so I was pretty much at very last on this one. Second RU pick is going to be coming up. At this point, I really wanted something, or this is not actually, at this point, I really wanted something offensive. I wanted really another offensive fire type. Not really too much to say about this. It is another flash fire immunity. More offensive than Heatran, has base 100 speed, it has a very good special attack stat. Kind of frail, again. This is one of more of my questionable picks. basically the only thing I really wanted is something that can really outspeed stuff and really completely destroy stuff. At this point, I was really surprised this thing was around this long. Um, our second pick for RU is actually Typhlosion, so we actually picked up Typhlosion. At this point, I'm really bad for ground because I have a 4 times weakness in Heatran, 2 times weak in Jolteon, 2 times weak in Typhlosion. So these next few picks are going to really be surrounded by these few Pokemon here. I was really looking at I forgot what I was gonna get for RU. I wanted Escavalier. To be honest, I actually wanted Escavalier. Because that thing has base 135 attack. It completely one shots absolutely anything with a choice band. It would have been another 4 times fire weakness, but I would have been able to play around with that. I wanted that. I know I wanted something else. I forgot what I actually don't have the list right here. It's actually in a Word doc, what's all the stuff I wanted, but I'm just going off what I remember. I know there's some other stuff I got sniped on, not really too relevant, but this thing's going to be putting in a lot of work. Absolutely kills absolutely anything that comes in. You basically need to sack something off to get a free switch into this thing. If I'm Choice Scarf, I'm going to be doing a shitload of damage. Again, I'm a little bit weak to priority, so I needed something that can at least block some of the extreme speeds or quick attacks up. That I needed something that could really take ground hits at least decently well. So at this point, I really wasn't weak to a knockoff as well. I could draft something that was kind of weak to knockoff because I really don't have many weaknesses to knockoff at this point. And I really wanted a spin blocker for my last RU pick. So last RU pick is going to be. Alright, at this point in the draft, there wasn't too much left. You had stuff like Dugtrio, Gallade, you had Rotom Mole leaving, Rhyperior leaving, Hitmontop leaving. Electros actually left. Electros doesn't have a weakness, by the way. I was really considering picking that up. That would be another Electro type, but then again, it's not even weak to anything, so it wouldn't really matter too much. He gets very good coverage. I got sniped by that. Houndoom, you have Spiritomb, Acelgor going, Granbull leaving, Gothitail, actually, wait, no, I think this, yeah, you had, that was actually next draft. You had, Togetic, Drapion leaving, Sharpedo left. Really surprised the thing was around this long. It is a very good spin blocker. That and it can eat up earthquakes for days. That's why we scooped up Cofagrigus. Cofagrigus has base, I think it's base 105 defenses. Don't quote me on that. I know it has very good defense. I think it's 120 defense actually. Decent special defense. You can run it each way. Very versatile in each defense you can run it in. It gets access to Will-O-Wisp, Shadow Ball, gets Pain Split, it gets actually Toxic Spikes. Another hazard setter, which is nice as well. I really like that. Spin blocker, which is very nice. A lot of people cannot rapid spin against it when it's on my team. They have to think about when they're going to rapid spin, which puts pressure on my opponent, which is very nice. Doesn't have very good offensive stats, but it can really whittle you down. It has toxic. It can get toxic. It gets protect, so it can do some toxic stalling. Again, Will-O-Wisp. Gets a lot of different stuff. I think it gets Psychic, I'm not quite sure. Gets a lot of different things. I don't think it gets Stealth Rocks though, which kind of sucks, but at least gets Toxic Spikes. Going to be a very annoying Mon. Very good. I actually was very surprised the thing was really down to like the last of the NU picks, or not the NU, RU picks. Very happy with the decision. This thing's going to be putting in a lot of work. That and it gets the Mummy ability, so if somebody does hit me with a physical move, their ability is going to be changed into Mummy, and they won't have their ability anymore, which is nice. So if a Mega hits me, they ain't having their ability anymore. Say a Mega Absol hits me with a, let's just say a Play Rough or something like that. So that's not super effective. I predict a non-super effective move coming and go into Cofagrigus. They're losing their Magic Bounce, so that means they have a Magic Bouncer that's gone. So I'm going to take advantage of that, set up some Toxic Spikes if I can during the battle. Just going to say that, I'm just not, I don't know what else, like, situation it's going to be useful in, but, has that ability, which is very nice as well. It really neutralizes a lot of other Pokemon's abilities. Other than that, it's very good. Spin blocker. I'm really happy with this pick. Surprised it was around that long, so at least I got something I wanted, to be honest. I actually didn't want this thing, so I actually wanted to scoop up Ambipom as well, but Ambipom actually got sniped from me. My second pick after Ambipom, if it was sniped, was Cincino. That got sniped right afterwards, so this is my third pick. I picked it up. Eats up earthquakes for days as well, so I really had a good earthquake counter right here. Kind of weak to knock off, but our team really kind of counters to knock off as well with Sylveon and Scissor as well, so not really too worried about it. Now we're going to be actually hopping down to NU tier, which is NU and below, so basically NU and PU down below, so going to be picking up our last 3 picks of the Season 2 drafts here, so I'm going to be getting into that right now. Alright, so our first NU pick is going to be Poliwrath. This is a very debatable pick as well. I had a lot of water weaknesses at the time, being a water weakness in Typhlosion, water weakness in Heatran. I wanted something that can absorb water absorber, and something that can really, I needed a fighting type as well, so this thing is a water fighting type. Another fairy weakness, which I'm not really too worried about. Heatran absorbs fairy hits for days. Scissor absorbs fairy hits for days. Got the Typhlo. I'm not quite sure. Typhlosion is weak to water as well, so wanted a water absorber. That's basically why I drafted this. That and I needed a fighting type. So Poliwrath, we're drafting Poliwrath this season. Not quite sure about this pick. I'm not 100% sure if this is a decent pick or not. I know it has decent defenses. It has base 90 defense and special defense, which I guess is decent. Pretty bulky. Does get a relatively decent move pool, but it's kind of limited. Sub dynamic punch or sub focus punch. I'm gonna be fucking blowing everybody off this season. Blowing everybody up. I mean, I know it gets waterfall, it gets stuff like that. I don't think it gets any form of recovery though, except water absorb. But that's kind of why I wanted it. It has decent attack stat. I think it's basic. I think it's 90. I think it's a decent attack stat. I'm not quite there. I think it's 105, but I'd have to look again. Don't quote me on that. He has stuff like Stoutland, Ninetales actually leaving. There's actually really one cheeky guy that I'm completely, I don't know. He drafted Ninetales, even though Drought Ninetales is an OU, he still drafted it from PU, and he still got it actually accepted. I don't know how that's even possible. If it would have been me drafting, I would only have Flash Fire Ninetales. That's the reason why I didn't get it, but I guess they're going to let him have OU Drought Ninetales. The same with he actually drafted Gothitail with Shadow Tag. Basically, I think he just thought, well, the rules ain't in the rules that I can't draft a Shadow Tag and a Drought Pokemon from PU, so I'm just going to do it anyways. If that would have been me, I would have got my ass cussed out by the goddamn guy, but I guess they're going to let him go with it. If I would have knew that, I would have scooped those up immediately. A Shadow Tag and a damn Drought Ninetales from OU. Goddamn. Drought and Shadow Tag are OU now, so if it would have been me, I would have had the regular damn Gothitail and the regular Flash Fire Ninetales. But I guess he gets to have those for some reason. I'm not quite sure. I guess it's not in the rules. That's the reason why. But I really don't think it's too fair, in my opinion. He had stuff like Shiftry Emeraldo, Stoutland leaving, Grumpig, Avalugg. Considering Avalugg as well, but that would give me another fighting weakness. I really did not want that. That and it's very, very bad, especially defensively. With Thunderbolt, basically one-shots it from anything, so even if you're not invested, it basically pretty much one-shots that thing. It's a rapid spinner, yeah, but don't really see it doing too much for me anyways. That's why I did not get it, but scooped up Poliwrath. He's from NU, so kind of decently happy about this pick. I'm not quite 100% sure how I should feel about this. Not quite sure. It does get access to Circle Throw and Storm Throw as well, so, and it does get Rest, I think, too, so. Basically, it's more of a water absorber. That's why I got it, picked it up, because I do have a lot of water weaknesses, and I needed a fighting type at the time as well. Did not have a fighting type, which I think, excuse me, is very crucial in this league format. I did not have that last season, so our last two RU pick or NU and below picks are coming up right now. Our second RU pick is actually going to be Exetu. At this point, I really needed something that can get rid of rocks. I want to at least have 2 defoggers and maybe a rabbit spinner. I was considering Clay Doll, but Clay Doll actually ends up getting sniped a few turns before I actually end up getting to go. So, getting sniped there, I wanted that rabbit spinner and then another earthquake immunity. I really needed that. However, that's going to get sniped for me. And I needed electric resistance as well, so that's really what I wanted, Clay Doll, but that got sniped for me. Yeah, stuff like, I don't know why Duat. I don't know, of all things, Duat actually gets scooped up this round. I'm not quite sure why. D-Watt. Samurot's in the same tier. I don't know why they wouldn't just picked up Samurott. I think actually Samurott actually moved up to RU today actually as well. I heard something on Twitter this morning that Samurott actually got destroyed and destroyed NU metagame, and they're moving it up to RU. So I guess that's RU now. So if you would have got Samurott, he would have been a very good pick there. But I don't know why you're scooping up D-Watt. I don't think that's going to be useful for whoever scooped it up. Rotom got picked up. Pyroar, which was another one of my picks. If it would not have chose Typhlosion, Pyroar would have been one of my picks there. Vileplume got the tail with a Shadow Tag. Completely insane. I don't know why they're letting him have that. It's not really fair in my opinion to let them have like the OU abilities when they're picking from goddamn NU and PU. Just my opinion. Don't flip a tit, but gonna be scooping up X2. It does get access to Wish. Gets the Magic Bounce ability, which does bounce any Stealth Rocks or Hazard back to the opponent. It is kind of weak to rocks. It does get access to both screens, the Reflect and Light Screen. It gets Wish. It gets Nightshade. It gets a Psyshock and Psychic. I think it gets access to Shadow Ball as well. I think it gets Thunder Wave. Gets a decent move pool. Not very good offensively, but it does have a lot of decent defenses, so it's going to be more of a defensive wall that can really reflect rocks back. It is kind of weak to ice, though, so which kind of sucks. Ice, rock, electric. We do have electric immunity in Jolteon, though, so that's why I wasn't really too worried about that. We have quite a few electric or ice resistances and rock resistances. We got one or two of those, so I'm pretty happy with this pick. I'm surprised it was around pretty much this long as well. Got Arbok. I don't know why Arbok, of all things, got scooped up this season. Arbok, in my opinion, is complete trash. That actually got scooped up. The first NU pick, or the second round. I'm surprised Miss Magis was around for second round. Really surprised I actually didn't get scooped up in first round. Very good pick for whoever got that. If Wood never got Confus Vigorous, I was actually trying to get actually Miss Magius, but that would have got sniped from me anyways, so it didn't really matter too much. And our last pick is actually going to be closing out the draft, our last NU/PU pick. At this point, there was a lot of stuff getting scooped up. I was actually really considering Luxray. Luxray ends up getting scooped up anyways, though. I wasn't really too mad about that because it would just gave my team another round weakness, which I really didn't want anyways. Hariyama, Dusknoir gets scooped up. Dusclops gets scooped up here. Torterra gets scooped up for a second season. Electivire, Ivysaur, which I don't know why Ivysaur got scooped up. Tangela does Ivysaur's job a lot better. I don't know why Ivysaur of all things got scooped up. Eviolite user as well. Just another reason to run knockoff, I guess. Electrode, Muck, Weezing gets scooped up. I'm surprised Weezing lasted until the last round. Was really considering actually Weezing to scoop up Weezing as well, because Weezing would have been completely insane for my team. That does get sniped for me though. I really wanted Weezing. It had that ground immunity I wanted. It had the poison typing, the normal poison typing. Very defensive mon. Very good. It would have been very good for the team. It gets sniped for me, but at this point I really need an ice type. For Alligator does get Ice Punch. I know that. I know you can run HP Ice on Jolteon. Yeah, I know. You can run Ice, I think, on HP Ice on Sylveon. Yeah, I know that, but I needed something with Stab Ice moves. Very, very surprised this thing was actually around this long. Again, it's kind of weak to rocks, but we do get that Magic Bouncer, that Defogger, and this Defogger and Scissor, Mandibuzz, and we got that Magic Bouncer in Exatu, so wasn't really too worried about rocks. It is kind of weak to rocks, though, being an Ice type, but we got that Stab Ice on the field. I was really actually debating between Lapras and Rotom Frost, but we actually ended up scooping Rotom. The reason why I did not scoop up Lapras is because it would be another electric weakness and a fighting weakness because it is water ice. There's also always that free agent draft tune in the middle of the season. I can always switch this off if I want Lapras, if I see this thing's not doing too well. But this thing does have another ground immunity, being with Levitate. The only thing really bad about this thing is I actually am forced to run Blizzard because I don't think it gets Ice Beam or anything like that. So I'm going to have a large chance to actually miss the Blizzard, which I really don't want to deal with that. So I'm gonna have to do something to play around that, I guess. Basically 86 speed, which isn't really too bad. I think all the Rotams are the same actually, but not too bad for being this low of, in Umon, I guess. Gets Thunderbolt, gets another Volt Switcher. Can't be walled by ground types because I'm part ice, so that's good, and it shuts down grass types as well. Pretty happy with this pick. Again, if it doesn't really do too much for us this season, I can always scoop up Lapras if I feel like it, which was one of my other picks, considering either this or Lapras. Again, I told you guys why I didn't scoop up Lapras. Even though Lapras is more bulky, I guess, but it does get Dragon Dance and stuff like that, but I really didn't see it do too much for us. This at least gives us like another ground immunity and gets us some switch initiative if we do need it, so again, I really don't know how much it's going to do since we already have another electric type in Jolteon, which basically does the same thing. The only thing this thing really does different is it actually has ice typing, which I really need at this point. Stab Ice. However, it does not get priority Ice Shard, which might be something we might need in the later season. Lapras does get Ice Shard though, but I don't think it's going to be hitting too hard because I think it even has lower attack than Rotom. But that's going to be the end of the draft, guys. Hopefully you guys did stay around this far. If you guys did, support your Grassy playing as Raikous. Follow me on Twitter, @BradMew, to stay up to date with videos and OBA, the OBA season and stuff like that. I'm not quite sure when the season will be starting. I think they're actually getting all that sorted out now, as of when I'm making this video. But should be starting in like a week or two. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the roster. This is a free agent thing, so if I do not see anything that really doing too good on our team, we can always switch it out with something that's still left in the draft. You can draft up. So that, and I can always ask some other team members as well if I can draft some of their stuff and do a trade or something. But I think we're gonna be having a pretty good season. I'm absolutely ecstatic because everybody absolutely got a very, very good draft this season. Absolutely nobody got a shit draft this season. So gonna be very hard, so we're gonna really try actually pulling through this, and gonna try stepping up our game this season. We're gonna have to at least go like 120% from last season even. So yeah, if you guys enjoy, please drop a like down below. If you're new, subscribe. That'd be awesome. That being said, though, I'm gonna get the hell out of here. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys in the next video.